What's up, Facebook? We are live, midday with Moss. We're going to share this right now onto my page. And, you know, I got so much to talk about today, but I don't really want to take away from my guest, my good friend Nicholas Barbati. I'm actually tagging you, Nick, right now on Facebook on the feed. So before we get started, I guess it's only appropriate that we bring on our co-host. Wait, it's Wednesday. Does he do Wednesday? Today's Wednesday. I guess it's appropriate. Todd Bavona does do Wednesday.
What up?
What's going on?
I sound really loud. Sorry. How are you?
I'm doing good. And is Bloomy? I don't think Bloomy's coming on, is he? Or
No, he'll be on a little.
We're just saying hi, and then we're bouncing. We'll be in and out.
I got you.
Say goodbye to my best friend.
Bye.
She's always like, "Are you going on with your best friends again?" See you guys later.
All right. Hey, Moss, good job last night, man. That was I was able to watch a little bit of it. You guys going live in place of Gotham After Dark. That was cool. That was really cool.
So, if we want to be totally transparent, we'll tell the story when our guest comes on, because he'll probably defend the reason why he'll probably get mad at the reason why I was there. But we'll get into that in a little bit.
Oh, good.
But so the hardest part of being here in the office by myself is forgetting to order lunch.
Yeah.
So I found some oatmeal that expired 2 years ago in the kitchen.
Yum. That sounds good. Hearty meal.
I mean, it is what it is. Beggars can't be choosy. I did call Dave. He is floating around. And I asked him, I said, if he floats around this way, can you please drop something off to eat, because I'm starving.
Yeah, it's already 3:00. What time do you get out of there? 6? And dinner at 7 or what?
Dinner's between like 7 and 9.
Oh, dinner's 7 and 9. Okay.
It is like a lunch is normally between 1 and 2.
Okay.
And I don't really eat breakfast, so I'm kind of screwed up.
I got a sandwich from my in-laws.
Look at that. That's nice.
Sandwich. A little sandwich. Nothing wrong with that.
But without further ado,
let's bring them on.
Drive-through. You want something? Malloy, where exactly is Popeyes? Because I don't think there's one on the South Coast Staten Island. Mike, you don't need any Popeyes.
Mike, you don't need Popeyes.
Drop off a whole bunch of Popeyes spicy chicken sandwiches. I'll tip you.
Liz, coming from Jersey, headed to the South Shore. Well, Steve,
Okay.
if you want to drop off, if you're coming through Partners in Sound, I'll take a breaded chicken sandwich. I'm good. What's up, Chris? So today's guest, I'm proud to say that my guest today is not only a guest. In our business, we come to learn many things. In hospitality, you need to be nice to people outside of the box, and if you want to earn their business. And I got to say that there are some people, and we all know, and I'm sure Jen Finch is watching. We can't wait for their event to be over, just because as we want to move on, and just we rendered a service. They did a job, they did a number on us. We did our job, and obviously under-promised and over-delivered is what we strive for. But there's certain people that, and it doesn't happen to everybody, but there's certain clients that start off as a business relationship that end up becoming family. And our guest today is a person that started off as just, we went to a school to, render some services, and, now comes to my house to have dinner, sits at the Partners in Sound Christmas party, sits, next to Desiree and I at our table, comes to the Beanie Bash and sits at the Beanie family table. If he obviously is available. I know the last couple of years, timing kind of, didn't work out, but, I wish all, wait, hold on. We can't have every one of my clients become family. They become the Partners in Sound family. But this person, has become a big part of my life. And if if I was to weigh all the pros and cons about going into business, definitely a pro of going into business for myself was meeting Nicholas Barbati and becoming friends with him. So without further ado, my good friend, Nicky Barbati.
Wow. What an intro. That's not Nick. Hold on a second.
That's not Nick.
That's Nick.
That was a great intro. Listen.
Wow.
So I'm gonna try my best.
Yeah, you better live up to the hype, man. I just met you, but Jesus.
I've been doing my research and I enjoy the show. And Christina, did I see that you were a pro wrestler?
Yeah, I used to be.
I'm a lifelong pro wrestling fan. I would
Nice.
tell everybody my whole life, my number one dream is to be a wrestling manager. That's gonna be one.
Oh, awesome.
Wow.
I used to manage a lot. I actually managed more than I actually wrestled. That was kind of my thing.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was like the bitch that like ruined the match, you know.
Yeah, the Sherry
A real Sherry.
yeah,
Sherry.
There you go. There's the greatest of all time. I got my
Of
Sherry
course.
doll right here on my desk. So
Oh, that's amazing. That's
awesome.
amazing. That's
Nick,
absolutely amazing.
Nick, I think we just got to make your mic a little bit louder. I don't know if you have the ability to do that. I just, with all of us Italian loud speaking voices, we
I
kind of.
I don't know if I can. Do you guys have that?
Hold on. You actually sound a little bit louder, or you might have to. Are
Just
you
move
on,
it closer to you if you can.
well,
Okay.
are you on your phone or are you on the
No,
computer?
I'm on my iPad. So
Ah,
Oh, that's why.
yep.
Okay.
No worries.
we'll make the best of it.
We'll make the best of it. So, so Nick, I mean, we should start our story at the beginning. I think it was a couple of weeks before my surgery was when we first met.
No, well, I met you once, like a few years before, but I don't think like I made an impression on you or something because you don't ever remember that part of the story. But so the students at Rider, I work at Rider University. They said, we want to work with Partners in Sound. There's this company that we've done a lot of Sweet 16s and parties that we've been to from North Jersey. So I said, all right, well, bring them over. And I get Mike G coming by with these like sharp eyebrows. I'd never met him before. And he starts, the next year or whatever, says, oh, I'm bringing, my partner Moss in. And Moss comes in. First of all, like the energy shifts in the room completely, right? Like it's like electricity, but then you don't even know where the tension's coming from, everything. And all I remember is there's just like measuring tape everywhere. And like, you stand over there and all this other stuff. I'm like, who is this guy barking at everybody? He's telling us all to walk faster, move faster. He's got places to go, all this other stuff. And then he starts chirping about he won't be at our event because he's got a thing next week. And I said, so finally I turned to him, I said, what do you got next week? A little surgery. So really my love affair with Moss, the big Moss, I loved the big Moss, but it was a short period of time. It was like a sample to the full-blown meal that we get in our life now. And so we've worked together quite a bit. And I have to tell you guys, I was live. I saw you when you interviewed Anthony Wilkinson. I was in the house for the Massimo stint off Broadway. So I can give a play-by-play.
Oh, really?
Please do.
Nick, I was bad. You can be honest.
Well, no, like the problem was nobody knew what was going on. Because because of Massimo, I've actually been in the touring show of the big gay Italian wedding, the big gay Italian funeral. So Massimo was in the funeral. So we're waiting for him. We're all there, ready to root him on, cheer him on. And Moss, you come in late in the first act, right? Like very late. Yes, you did. Okay. You don't even know what the act is. Okay.
I want to forget that day.
So the curtains open. And all of a sudden, he's a bartender, and he's like cleaning the bar, and everyone's kind of talking around him. There's a couple people talking around him, but then all of a sudden, like you just see Moss's mouth moving, but nothing come out. So I turned to the guy next to me, and I say, "Is his microphone off?" And he's like, "I don't think any of them are mic'd." Then we realize Massimo doesn't know anything about what he's about to say, so he's just mumbling to make it sound like he's saying words, but he's not saying nothing.
Oh my god.
I'm like,
oh my god.
So it just then the blank stares start going. You can feel the sweat, the energy. But you pulled it off by the end, Moss. You really pulled it off by the end.
I tried. And
Did you improvise the whole entire thing?
Christina, I practiced. I mean, I tried. I really did try. I practiced with Sean Fink. We were in the conference room. I had my lines rehearsed, and then when I went out there, it was hard.
It just left your brain. It happens.
It happens. Yeah, you freeze up.
And then, but between the in intermission, I worked with some guy backstage, and he's like, "All right, listen, blah 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 blah," blah. And we went through the whole thing. In the second half, I was a little better.
Yeah, yeah. You had less lines in the second act too.
Yeah, I cut out all the lines. Yeah, we ain't doing that one. Yep, take that one out. Yeah, I don't want to look at that line anymore. Right. So, but that was a good time. But Nikki had a lot of fun at that one. Was Andrew with you for that or no? Dante came. I remember someone came. I couldn't remember who was on.
Yeah. So, and because of you, I was in a reality show the next year, and then that kept being like a thorn in my craw that Moss made it off Broadway before I did. So right after I did the show, I talked to Anthony Wilkinson, and that's how I got on the show. And full disclosure, I forgot my words the first time too. It was bad.
It's a nerve-wracking. So Nick, we never really talk about the reality show, but why don't you give us a little background about the reality show and how you almost left me to go be famous?
Well, I did leave you to go be famous. But what happened was, so years ago, I always wanted to be on Big Brother. That was like my show growing up that I always wanted to be on. Huh. And so something happened where I auditioned. This was probably 2015 or so. I sent an audition video, and we had spring break at the college, and they called my work number. They didn't call my cell phone number. So basically, I came back from spring break. I had like 3 voicemails waiting for me. The first one that said, "Hey, we received your video. We really loved it. We want to set up a private interview that takes you right to the semifinals." The next phone call came in confirming the appointment, and then the third voicemail said, "You missed the appointment. You're no longer considered." Because I didn't get any calls. They didn't call my cell phone number at all.
Oh, that's
so I was like panicking and all that stuff, and I was bummed about it. So I wrote it on Facebook. And so a bunch of my friends had known I wanted to be on, or I was really interested in being on a reality show. And so about the next year, a kid who went to Ryder when I was a student here was doing a casting for a first ever all gay dating show. So they reached out to one of my other friends, and then my other friend was in a relationship. He said, "No, but you got to talk to Nick Barbati. He's always been, he posted this thing about Big Brother. He's interested, blah, blah, blah." So then, they called me at my work. We did an interview, and like 3 weeks later, I'm in LA filming Finding Prince Charming, which aired on VH1 initially, and then it was.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was tough. I didn't make it too long on the show, though.
How many episodes were you on?
Well, so technically 3, but listen, I got eliminated. The first episode was a 2-parter. I got eliminated at the end of it.
So wait, was it one of those shows with like a star that's like a Rock of Love type of thing? Because I've been rewatching Rock of Love since the first season for the past 2 weeks. So like, I love the VH1 like love shows,
Yeah. So kinda, it's like the Gay Bachelor, but Lance Bass was the host. Okay. So Lance Bass walks in, and I'm thinking, "Oh, Lance Bass is the guy."
Yeah.
I used to watch them sing, Digital Big Down on HBO. Like I was down for that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like he comes in, and someone said, "No, he's married." I'm like, "Oh."
Damn.
We're sitting there. This is how bad it was. Because my face, I can't hide anything. So we're standing there. There's like 13 of us, and then Lance says, "Well, one of you is the Bachelor," and I think to myself, "Why are all these?" These are like no one's here is attractive. They're all short. I'm like, "Oh, not good." So it turns out to be this one guy who, anybody who knows me would know, like
that wasn't your type.
My style.
Yeah.
And from there, it's just it's so manipulated. And
yeah.
Like, how do you compete for someone you're not even interested in?
Yeah.
And you really at some point you're like, you always think you're gonna be a certain way when cameras are on,
but they're gonna edit you however they want you to be.
And are you going to fight with someone who just seems like go on your shoe? No.
I filmed a pilot with VH1 actually in 2011. I was casted to do this reality show. It was basically right after Rock of Love was airing, so they were doing like a spin-off of like the Jersey Shore thing, but it was going to be like rocker kids, like rocker chicks and rocker guys. Initially it was going to be just 8 girls in a house, all who were like groupies and shit. So I was like, I don't know why you want me. I'm not a groupie. I'm an actual like metalhead. Like I used to be in a band when I was younger. Like, if that's the vibe you're going for, I'm not the right girl. But they liked me because I was a New York chick and a legit like rock fan. So they thought I would be like a good addition to the house. And during my interview, I met with them at the W Hotel in Times Square. That was like in a penthouse. It was like they came there to meet me. It wasn't even a casting call. I'm like, oh shit, you know? So during the interview, they have all these cameras on me. They make me just start singing because that's why I was like, you know, I used to be in a band. Like, if you're looking for a groupie, you got the wrong girl. So they were like, really, you sing something for us. So I just like belted out a Paramore song quick. And they were like, oh, really interesting. And then they wound up changing the whole premise of the show to be 4 guys and 4 girls living in a house on Sunset Boulevard, trying to get into the music industry in one way or another, like in the center of wherever it's going to be made to happen, where Motley Crue was found and Poison and all these bands, and like positioning you in the best way possible in this giant mansion with all the connections you need and just see what happens. But at that point, VH1 was kind of going towards like the love and hip hop route, and they were picking up those shows like Ray J and stuff like that. So they didn't wind up signing off on the show. But I did have the like reality show experience, going out to LA, living in the house, doing the whole thing. And it's like, it's a trip. It really is. It's like a life-changing, like, it's fun.
It's totally like,
I can relate.
The thing is, though, I don't know if you would ever do it again or try for it again. I would never do a competition thing. It's just too manipulative. They already had their people figured out, and at that point, anything you do that disrupts production, like, you're screwed. But like, I do think personality profiles on people like what you just described, and like the housewife shows and like Real World and stuff. Those are interesting things. I'd be down for that. 100%.
They're all semi-scripted. Like, I actually found out when I was on the show. So there was this girl that I was like sharing a room with, my roommate, if you will, in the house. Her name was Christine, and she was like a beautiful girl, like giant double D tits, like your typical like rock chick, long black hair, you know, like I'm me, I'm an individual, but she was like your rock girl, you know, like. And there was this other girl in the house, Brittany, and at some point, the girl Brittany starts a fight with my roommate. And during this fight, the girl Christine was very timid. She didn't want to argue. She didn't even want to fight. She didn't know what we were fighting about. This bitch Brittany throws a glass of wine, and it ricochets off the wall, and it hits me. So what happens? I Superman fly down a flight of stairs, and I like crack this girl in the face.
Really?
Yeah. And
my God.
Security separates us. Like, everything like goes haywire, obviously. So then, you know, a couple of days goes by. I stopped talking to the girl Brittany completely because now I'm thinking this girl hates us. She's starting fights with us. She threw a glass of wine at me. Glass shattered and broke on me. You know, like, I don't like the girl. When we're all finally done and filming, we're at the wrap party, and the girl Brittany comes up to me and she goes, Christina, I just want to say, I like you. I hope you like me. I didn't want to start a fight with you. The producers asked me to start a fight with Christine. Initially, they wanted me to start a fight with you, but I told them I don't want to fight with Christina. She's a pit bull. I don't want to fight with her. So they were like, all right, so fight with your roommate, because they knew if they were going to get a reaction out of me either way. They wanted to see New York Christina show up and like, you know, show the fuck up. So they got that in me either way. And after finding that out, it immediately forever changed how I look at reality TV, because it's always, you are just like, they're going to manipulate everything however they want. And they're going to talk, like, there were times when I would say something to the girl Christine and then cameras weren't there. So then they would be like, can you re-say that and add this? And like, you're kind of just there as an actor, really. Like, you got to know your role on a reality show.
Yeah.
So Nick, I just want to turn around and say that there's a gentleman named Anthony S. Girardi going, Moss, who is this handsome stud? Do you have the comments on that you have on today's show?
No, I don't have them on. I can't see that, but listen, I'm a big fan of Anthony Girardi. A big fan of him.
And he has a very important question to ask.
Oh, he's got a question.
Are you at work right now?
Yeah.
Well, be careful before you answer it.
Okay.
Nicholas Barbati's there, tequila in that water bottle.
No. Again, I have tequila at home. I'm sorry.
Listen, tequila. Ooh.
Listen, I don't know, Mas, did I really hear you say that you lost 8 pounds in this quarantine?
So
how is that how is that possible?
Nicholas Barbati cursing. That's what I like to see. I'm rubbing off.
Fired up.
David Foss is rubbing off on you. You're cursing.
Really,
yes.
The rest of the world is like, I bought like a juice cleanse to like lose weight during this whole thing, and you're over here claiming you lost 8 pounds. I don't believe it. Get the scale.
Quarantine 15. Everyone knows about it.
Yep.
I started off quarantine at 225.
Yeah.
Remember, we eat like garbage in here all day long. Your buddy with the perfect eyebrows every day just has the cheese off the pizza, or just let me get a grilled chicken parmesan, or and then he goes home and has ice cream. So they all eat. So now we eat a lot, and everyone's in different shifts. So I'm a picker. I'm not really an eater. I pick a lot, and I was 225 or 226, and I got on the scale like 2 weeks into quarantine, and I was like 218.
Right.
218, 217. I weighed myself this morning, and I was actually 225 and a half.
Wow.
So you're at the same weight pretty much.
I'm about par. But, I'm not eating as much, but I will openly say that, during Gotham, I do happen to have a couple of glasses of Vino Rosso.
Or a bottle.
Or a bottle.
And you kind of have a beer every now and then for breakfast. So.
Well, no, sometimes I'll switch it up. I only really like, I'm not. I like all types of beer, but I'm not going to promote one beer over another beer. We don't do that. But,
Why not?
Flagship Blood Orange IPA.
I like the flagship. I like flagship during the day, and I like my Blue Moon at night.
I love Blue Moon.
No, Blue Moon's the best. Blue Moon's
I love
great.
Blue Moon.
But at the end of the day, that's kind of where I am. You know what, Nick? You said a couple of important things about about like groupies and stuff like that. Like, it's not easy being someone that everybody wants to be around. Maybe before you went on the show, you should have hung out with me a little bit. You would have understood that it's not easy being the guy that everyone wants.
Listen, no, obviously I missed that memo, so I apologize. You know what? I will say this. I was actually reflecting on this morning because I don't know, Christina, if you're from your experience how you feel about it, but see, ours aired. So there was like that trauma moment of like it aired, it didn't turn out the way you thought it was going to be, and then you kind of like go back for me is really the next few years of being like, how was that? How did people perceive me and all that stuff?
Do you regret doing it?
No, I don't regret doing it. What I think is most interesting though, the more I think about it though, is you think about there's a lot of people in the world who have gone and done these type of shows and done these type of things, and it's like a brush with their success, but they don't quite achieve their whole dream. And I just feel like what I think is so interesting is like the stories that the people left on the table that didn't really get told, or the stories that they have as fallout from it. Like it's interesting. I really tried forming a bond with all the people afterwards because it's like, listen, we were the first people in the entire world to be able to do this, and no one else was interested in it. And I just thought, man, like I'm a real guy from Jersey. I'm just trying to live my life. All these other people are looking for the next step and trying to view each other.
They were there for TV and stuff, like.
Yeah, and it's like you can't go about life like that. You know? And so none of them have made it. The relationship, the winner didn't take off, and the winner was not a good guy. He got kicked out of his Uber when we were filming the reunion, two streets down because Uber said he was such a jerk. So
wow,
if that's the type of person that was going to win that kind of thing.
Was he like good for TV though? Like he was like comical or like entertaining enough to like hold down a show, No,
there was more to his story. It's not worth getting into, but
gotcha.
By the way, he had a full head of hair. He had a Todd's head of hair that I don't have. So that maybe they kept some people around for that.
There you go.
So what else is going on? So give us, Nick, are you allowed to talk a little bit about what's going on in the university side of the world, or is that a conflict of?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's what everyone's dealing with right now is we're all trying to figure out, what does this look like? So we switched to mostly, obviously, all remote programming for the spring semester. Massimo would be able to tell everybody, at college, at Ryder here, we do, a million talent shows, dances, all kinds of stuff. And it's like it never happened. Boom! It just canceled. And we were offering like online cooking classes, online virtual book clubs, all kinds of stuff. But the thought now, I mean, who at the time could have ever thought we'd be talking about going into the fall with it? But the truth of the matter is, I mean, that's what everyone's just trying to figure out of how long does this go, and how is this going to impact the fall, because the fall's our time for the biggest events. But right now, we don't know.
So it's kind of funny, Nick, because as you were talking, at 3:00 every day, Staten Island Live sends out an email and stories that go on. And the emails, will schools reopen in this fall? Here's what the experts say.
Go ahead.
And I mean, I'm trying, just to scan, pan through it quick. According to the outlet and comments, Forsey has begun urging governments to reopen the school system, school buildings. I mean, obviously this is more for New York City, but I'm assuming the universities may follow. And they're basically saying that, they have to figure it out, is what I'm reading. We're going to think carefully about all the ways we may need to bringing our schools back. I think with a university or a college, it's a little bit different because you're dealing with older kids. Now, Des, obviously. It's always Des and Nick against me if there's an argument. Sometimes we have to call Nick to get in the middle of us. Yeah. And Anthony is her attorney, so it gets interesting. But, I think it's important that we need to get people to socialize safely, and we have to figure it out. And even though a university is dealing with the oldest of the educated, of the youth that need to be educated, there's still something that being together, even if you commute or you dorm. I mean, I love Rider. Rider University is, when I think of, when you think of going away to school, and I visited some of my friends at some of the schools that I told my mother I was thinking about going, but I was really just going to hang out. And, Rider is it's such a great place. I really, our team loves being there when the event is going on. And just going to the cafeteria and eating, and just the food at Rider is great too. Like but I think they got to figure it out by September. They have to.
I think so too. I mean, because here's the thing: it's not just the difference between a college and like the traditional schools that you got to figure out is that if people live there. Most schools, like the housing, the room and board, that's where the bread and butter is to keep them operating. So it's unbelievable. I mean, I was in Atlantic City when all this stuff started going down because we were there for the MAC basketball tournament, and we thought the women from Rider were going to win this whole tournament. Midway through, everything shut down. If you could have predicted where this was going to be in 2 months, I wasn't seeing it, but here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Moss, real quick. I'm sorry, I didn't get Nick. What do you do at Rider?
I'm the associate dean of campus life, so I do all of the campus events, oversee all the student involvement, all that stuff, and that's how I met Massimo.
Gotcha.
Right. I went to Marist College, one of the schools in the MAC.
Yeah. But it was heartbreaking, when the MAC tournament shut down. I mean,
that was bad.
Who we were literally in the midst of it. You were just surrounded by people who they'd worked their whole college careers for this one moment, and it was just taken away from them.
And that was the first time that the MAC tournament took place in Atlantic City, isn't that correct?
Yeah, totally.
And that was a big deal.
Yeah, it was supposed to be for 3 years. It was on neutral territory because previously it'd been awesome. So I'm telling you, Todd, we worked all year long to make that happen. To do as much as we could to drum up the excitement, enthusiasm, really make Atlantic City happen, because Atlantic City is much stronger than it had been. But it was just like that right away, just like the rug ripped out from under us.
Oh, sorry. Todd, before you jump in there, Nick, I just want to let you know, Mr. Gregorio finally arrived a half hour late.
It's nice. Was he at the kickboxing class that he claims he's gone to for the past 6 years?
Oh, wow.
I love it.
He's CKO. We have video confirmation of him hitting the bag, right? Or he's probably getting his eyebrows done. But continue, Tom.
Wow, CK. I'd love to get a live look at that of a class with Michael doing that. That's funny. So normally you have the conference tournaments in the arena in Harbor Yard in Bridgeport, Connecticut, right? Isn't it usually there?
Well, I know it's Albany for a bit.
Is it Albany?
Yeah. So So now this was the year that supposedly everyone was working towards, because it was neutral territory. I mean, Rider was technically one of the host schools because it's Jersey.
It's Jersey. Yeah.
But beyond that, I mean, and the other hard part about it is there's no concept on how successful it was going to be, because we were only there for literally one day, and the tournament apparently ramps up with attendance I'm not a sports guy, but as it goes on, so
sure.
we didn't even get to experience it at all.
Yeah. So now they can't even evaluate, hey, this was good, let's go forward again. Yeah. Now it's going to be all right, well, let's go again for the first time, I guess. Yeah. So it's like,
So I think supposedly they're doing it again for 2 more years there. So we're gonna give it one more shot. I mean, or 2 more shots. I guess it's gonna have to be.
What's the feeling so far? I mean, we were all reading news articles about college. What are we thinking about September? I mean, is it still the unknown? Like many things are unknown right now. I mean, they're talking about not doing NCAA sports until all students are allowed to back at school.
Right.
What are you hearing? What are you feeling so far?
I feel like, I think every school in every part of the country is just in a different place. I think there's a bit of denial, hope, prayer, all of it, because I don't know that schools, like how they're gonna have to really shift the product that they deliver if there's no living on or there's no in-person school in September. So I think most schools are probably going to just see where the culture takes them right now, because it's a lot of social pressure. One school goes, and then the rest feel like they've got to do the same thing. So I can't speak to anything beyond that to know that we just don't know.
Simple as that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of money in NCAA sports, that's for sure.
Yeah. My heartbreak is like, so I do the events and stuff, like, so when we do the concerts and stuff that we work with Partners in Sound and others with, it's such a, it can be such a transformative moment for people, and like that bringing of the community together. And even just in general, how do you ever go back to that? Like, how do you go back to a concert? How do you go back to a show? How do you go back to, a comedy club? I mean, does that ever come back? Who knows?
It does. What iteration does it come back, and what are the proper procedures for getting people in large gatherings? As a dean of student affairs, you're holding events with large groups of students all the time, right? At your catering halls, at your gyms, or whatever your gathering places are. What does that mean? Does that mean everyone has to stay 6 feet and do a slow line? It's going to take 2 hours to fill in an auditorium of 600. I don't know. I'm just throwing random numbers. I'm just thinking, like, if you have a large gathering, you're just going to hit everyone with the temperature gun. Are you going to do that for everyone before they get in? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a lot.
Yep.
Now, but you would say I'm the one guy that sits at home and worries about everything, and I'll be the first to tell you when it's safe to go back to a concert, safe to go back to a large gathering, and they say it's safe. There's and even before it's a vaccine, if this gets under control to the point that they say, look, the statistically it's okay to go to this large gathering, I'll be okay to go. Now, especially after a vaccine, I'll have no regret, no second thought.
Sure.
And the thing to also remember is, as Americans, we are always very quick to forget. And we say we'll never forget, and we're very quick to forget, especially when something's been taken away from us. So, yeah, it seems like right now it'll never get better. It will get better. We will go to those concerts, Broadway. It's just like, and I say it all the time, like when you're sick and you lose your taste and you wake up every day and you feel like crap, you get to that point, you're like, am I ever going to feel normal again? Is this, and you start to believe that it will never get better. And then finally one day you wake up and you're like, holy crap, my nose, I have 2 nostrils again. Not like, when you're sick and it's going one nostril to you, you wake up, your left nostril's good. The next day, the right nostril's good. It's back and forth. We'll get there.
I'm sharing my screen, Nick. I got some videos, if it's okay. Can we show some of our videos that we did at Ryder?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, yeah.
Courtesy of Mike G.
University, it's your boy MC Nero, and today we are here to party at the Beach Luau, the first official party of the Ryder 2017-2018 year. We're going to kick it off right. We already got the staff ready to go. I know you guys waiting outside those doors are ready to go. This is going to be one of the best parties you've ever had. Once again, Ryder University.
Don't make me make it bigger.
You gotta
zoom in on your screen.
No, but on my website, it should automatically.
Well, they might not have the option on your website. They might have it embedded without the full screen flag.
Pinch your mouse.
Control plus.
I remember that night. That was the first night we ever did the dance in that big room. So that was cool.
Hollywood, doing it good. Everybody look at Hollywood, doing it good.
I mean, that's one. I don't want to bore everybody with too many. And here's the, I think this is before when we start the practice, right?
Yeah.
I did something.
Midnight Madness is always awesome.
We have so much fun with all these things. We really
Nice.
do. This is
And then
Very cool.
we got to finish it, Nick, with the concert now.
the concert.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mike G here from Partners in Sound, Pro Show Productions, and Merge Events, where tonight we bring you to Rider University, where we are celebrating their annual fall concert. Now, to take to the stage in just a little bit, we have two amazing acts. We have Tinashe and ASAP Ferg. We provide
There's a big story here with this one.
backline, lighting,
I'm on the
video,
show. I'll come
audio,
down.
and of course the power which we can do for your next event. So be sure to check us out.
Right. So that the story with that concert is pretty epic.
Nick,
So,
you tell the story. Steve Malloy dropped off the Popeyes and he's banging at the front door.
Is he really?
I
Yeah.
swear to God, he's at my front door
He
banging.
said it in the comments. He said, I'm on my way.
So
Is he got me ones too or not? Am I being
No.
screwed? I want
he
Popeye.
doesn't,
like
like you. Nick, you tell the story. I'll be right down.
So the story with that concert, if anybody would like, Mikey G would definitely remember this one. I mean, it Party Sound saved the day. The concert was not ASAP Ferg and Tinashe. It was supposed to be Ty Dolla $ign and Tinashe.
Oh.
So the day before, the whole week before, leading up to it, we were having a tough time advancing the Ty Dolla $ign show. And like his guys were being real evasive, real like just like not responding to phone calls, all this stuff. So the day before, I get a phone call from Ty Dolla $ign's manager, and he says to me, "Hey, he's like, all right, let's just get all your questions out at once." I said, "All right." So then I asked him, like, "Where do you want your wings from?" Because he wanted chicken wings in the thing. He's like, "I don't care, Chick-fil-A." I went, "Okay," and I hung up the phone and I turned to my student worker and I said, "This concert's not happening tomorrow." He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Chick-fil-A doesn't serve chicken wings. There's no way an artist is coming to a place and they don't have the food that they want there." I said, this ain't happening. I can feel it. This concert ain't happening." So the kid tells me, "Ah, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy." That next day is the Friday. The concert doors open 3:30, or 7:30, I should say. 3:30, I get a phone call. The agent, he's not coming. Ty Dolla $ign missed his flight. That was the story. Missed his flight. So no Ty Dolla $ign whatsoever. So we start calling all these talent agencies. We finally find out that ASAP Ferg was he was supposed to be on tour, but he had in South America, but he had like one date like that he was off, and it was that day.
Mm-hmm.
So he was in Harlem for the night, and he would only come down if we were able to get this mixer that he wanted. So have you ever been down Route 1 coming from Staten Island to Central Jersey on a Friday at 5:00?
Oh my God, forget it.
You are not getting there. I swear, I'm panicking. I'm pacing. I'm sweating every which way. And I don't even know how. It was like magic happened. In a half hour, Eric from Partisan Sound delivers the piece. I don't know if he drove the shoulder the whole way down or what. But we had it there. And then so we were able to say we got it. We confirmed it at 5:00. ASAP Ferg, he was on the stage 2.5 hours later. It was unbelievable.
That's
They
awesome.
saved that show completely.
That's very cool. That looked really good. Looked like a lot of fun. How many students were there?
We are allowed 1,800 from the fire marshal. 1,600, 1,800.
1,800. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
So that was the first year we did the concert together. That was the first time Partisan Sound did our concert.
Nice.
And the next year we had P&B Rock and Young MA, and then this past year we had A Boogie. I had to look at the
Hey, Boogie.
yeah.
Moss, you see you're in trouble from Dave?
Moss, was he heading the mine next? Do you know?
I don't know, but I mean, Dave is upset, but Steve Malloy made better time from Jersey.
Here's problem solved. Dave, send the food you were going to give to Moss. Go to Techie Geek and give it a
Wait. Is it Popeyes? Because I really want Popeyes now.
It's not Popeyes. Moss sent Dave while Dave was out to go get him some food.
What would you have him? Would you send him for?
Let's be politically correct. I didn't send Dave. Dave is
Moss was he was on a run. I said he was doing something.
Said, if you're coming this way, it'd be greatly appreciated. And then Malloy heard us talking that I was hungry, and he said, "I want pop." We really think Malloy was going to bring it. But
I love Malloy. I really hope he's got Popeyes for me.
I hope he doesn't.
Dave's got you a sandwich from some deli on the corner.
Don't want that. Thank you.
Saying probably what's coming. Nick, that was cool. That was a good story on how they really helped you out there. And
Now,
if 1,800, that's a good audience, man.
If an artist doesn't show like that, are there any repercussions?
It depends on what the reason that they give for is. Like, so if it's something like, you never really know the truth though, and the real hard part is, are we going to be able to like really get them for anything? Probably not. So that's why it entered real quickly into, like, how do we save this? Because at the end of the day, we're not able to put these concerts on every single day. Like, so we can't just like restage it. There's too many other things that go on in the calendar event. So it's like, if it's not happening, it's not happening. So then we have to really, really fix it. But we've had a couple of them. There was one, the guys from Plain White Tees that years and years ago when I first got hired at the job. So this was like 2008, 2009.
That's Hey There Delilah. Right?
Hey There Delilah. This is a true story. So they sound checked the whole day, all this stuff. They were here on campus, tour bus, the whole thing. Half hour before doors, the lead singer says, "I don't feel well enough to go on." So, he just walked away from it. And like, they were able to do that. We found out afterwards it was because he got booked on like Jimmy Fallon the next day and he was already not feeling well. So he wanted to save his voice. But, how do you do that to people in line? Like when they had been waiting out there for you to come see you. It's,
Nick, look at who came up to say hello.
Hello, handsome.
Wow.
What's up?
That handsome guy.
What's going on?
I didn't know you were in the office. I thought you were writing from home on here.
No. I'm here working.
We're not like the other guy that's not allowed to leave Lincroft.
Oh, really? But good thing he's handsome
in New Jersey.
Once you move to Jersey, you never come back. You're scared to come over the outer bridge. It's Connie's birthday. She said, "Michael, you need to give me a manicure, a pedicure, and give me breakfast in bed."
Well, Connie's a beautiful person, so that's allowed.
No, Connie's the best. I love Connie.
So what guests do you guys have coming up on this thing?
So it's we were going to bring the president, but we don't want to upset Mike. But we have a lot of local celebrities, local talent, and then we just bring on friends and family, and then sometimes if we don't have a guest, they like to bring Tom Bannis on to get me going, and you get the shit show of yesterday where every other word out of my mouth was an F-bomb.
You want me to bring Tom Bannis on?
No.
It was a show to watch yesterday.
Yeah, it was. No, we can't bring Tom Bannis on. No Tom Bannis. We have a real guest today. Yeah, Tom, I said it.
This is Tom Bannis in the corner of the screen. So he sits right here. He sits right here. We want to do the Tom Bannis. He sits in the corner and talks into his microphone and says sweet nothings to you. Tommy. He is a large man.
We've never done a casino night for you, right?
No.
If we ever did casino tables, they probably came from Tom. Tom is he's one of our subs that does a lot of the casino work with us. So he has the Atlantic. Yeah. So, but I'm sorry I had to run down. I thought it was very cool. Big thank you to Steve Malloy. Another huge.
Did you hug him?
No. He said he had to run. He left it on my car window. My car's parked in front of the office. So one of the really cool things about the executive club is relationships that we made. And Todd is still 50-50 if he's in. I'll make that decision, But Malloy is somebody that became another guy that just from a club became one of my boys. But I want to touch on something that was so important. You look at those videos, and we have an obligation to figure out how to get that experience back to our kids.
Right.
I don't care if it's kindergartners or 21-year-old kids graduating college. These are supposed to be some of the best years of their lives, because then reality sets in, folks. This is reality of work and bills, and you should have fun with college. And I what is he saying? What is Dave agreeing with you, Todd?
Todd, you have my vote if it means anything. Oh, for executive club. Continue. Thank you.
But and I think it's important that we really honestly figure it out. And I hope September comes back, Nick. I mean, R Factor. So it's Nick has his own spin of I don't know if we have video footage of R Factor, but we may have. Nick does his own spin of X Factor.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's amazing. It's an amazing event that Nick produces, and we work hand in hand with him, and that's why we have to figure it out. Like I'm okay, and Mike and I will we could agree to disagree and disagree to agree, and whichever way you want to go back and forth. That's it. That's fine. We gave up a couple of months. We're going to give up a couple of more, but some type of normalcy. We need to get it back at some point. And honestly, I know they keep saying January. I want to see the kids go back to school in September. These kids gave up a year. I don't. I'm scared to give away another year. Time is valuable.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Too much could be missed right there. We're missing too many, like the kids that are missing graduation. The whole thing tonight would have been our senior ball. Like you can't get that time back.
Wow, would it? I didn't expect the event planner. Big statement from Dave Consiglio. Nick has the best outfits for R Factor.
Well, I appreciate it. So R Factor is, so like Ma said, it's a spin on the show X Factor, but we made it on campus. It actually won the award for best campus event in the entire country of any program that we put on. Yeah, where we bring in like contestants from the actual show X Factor to mentor the students, to teach them how to sing and to share their music and everything with the world. And it gets viewed by 4,000 people live on Facebook when we do it.
Nice.
So, not your guys' size audience, but where we get there. So it's our pride and joy event.
Yeah, not to brag, we're up to 9 million. No big deal.
There you go.
Just saying.
The production level is pretty tight.
But listen, I give you guys a lot of credit. I don't know how you keep up with this crazy amount of shows and how you're doing it, how you don't run out of things to talk about. And I do think the production's pretty high. I think you guys are killing it. It's a great service you guys are doing.
Well, Nick, when we run out of things, it's almost like, you remember growing up, you had that, maybe a little brother, a big brother, little sister, big sister, friend. When you had no one else to fight with, you fought with each other.
Yeah.
So, anytime we have no topic, I'll turn around and I'll tell Mike he should really leave his house and stop being a hermit crab, and then he's going to come back with some type of factual fact of that he's a better person than me because he stays in his room and won't come out, and I refuse to. Let's. I respect it. I just, I get crazy. I see like a cup, and I'll be like, you can't do that. You're gonna, And he's the guy outside spraying everything with Lysol, and with two ends of the spectrum. But
running from his friends.
What?
Running from his friends.
Nick, let me explain something.
Such a good video. Such a good video.
Nick and I have broken bread over good steaks.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Bloomfield had some beautiful. So we normally I tell you I got a guy, I got a girl.
Oh,
the girl from STK. I got a girl.
It's Dave's girl. It's not yours, Todd.
And get the hell out of here, Dave.
Whatever the situation, guys. listen, my show, follow my lead.
Oh, boy.
The girl that one of our guests happens to be a good friend of Dave's. She is one of the people that runs the events at STK. So as long as we get 20 deliveries, she will deliver them, to Staten Island, Brooklyn, whatever. So the first time she came on the show, she had like 7 deliveries to Staten Island. So I think we wound up ending in the high 20s or mid 30s. Mike was a gentleman. He bought STK for his entire staff. Must be nice to still have a job. And
Why loud noises?
So Nick, when they came to drop it off, he had one of his employees deliver the STK.
Mm-hmm.
The kid, as they were delivering the STK, Mike saw them out of the corner of his eye, and he ran away. You see him in the video running. Video. Can we go to the videotape?
Please. And
I
why are
have
we
to
seeing
look.
some guy? What is he? Leaf blowing? What is he doing? Disinfecting your house? Disinfecting your perimeter of your house or your business? What is this now?
This
What'd
is
you
my
pay?
$1,000.
$1,000 an hour? You probably paid this guy.
No,
It's a mistake.
you would think it's the disinfectant guy. It's the mosquito guy killing the mosquitoes.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
But it's good. You would think they wear a full mask. What day was that? Do you remember? Was that the 3.5 hour day when I ran from Jimmy?
It was not this past Friday. The Friday before.
No, but I don't want to go back all the way to my video footage. I would go to the show. What show?
Oh, the show. The show would be last Monday. I think.
Last
Yes.
Monday.
Last Monday.
What the story is, he ran away from the ST. The girl came all the way from Manhattan. All the way from Manhattan to deliver him STK. And she just wants to say thank you
From Booton.
for ordering all this food for me. And he ran away.
It was funny. He started coming a little close. So you got to see the footage. The footage.
I'm
tells you
looking
everything.
for it.
Anthony Spinato, thank you. I'm glad you watched the show.
And then you have Moscow.
You're not messing around with this whole thing at all, right? That's the
Nick, let me explain something to you. You know how neurotic Mike G is?
okay. I don't want to sign on that one, but okay.
Okay, that's fine. You know that way Mike gets nervous. He gets very neurotic. Everything's got to be perfect. Mike, maybe it's something with the name Mike. Mike Bloomy is 100 times worse when it comes to disinfection and COVID-19. And I mean, the other day he was drinking Lysol because he thought I was going to help him.
I don't know, Mike.
I was drinking Lysol because that's what the president told me to do.
What happened, Nick?
I was drinking Lysol because that's what the president told me to do.
Oh, here we go. And I'm making political talk.
But that is true that he did say that. That is a fact.
Thank you.
That is a fact. So like you can't really like you can be a fan of him, but also acknowledge the truth, Mom.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna go back to that old saying: if all your friends are jumping off the bridge, are you going to too? I mean, come on, guys. But we try not to be political. We try to be respectful. But, so, Nick, let's talk about let's talk about your favorite Donna, Desiree. Nick loves Desiree.
She's a beautiful woman. Yes.
Oh. Does she get an award for dealing with me?
Did you send her flowers?
She gets put in sainthood. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't understand how she it's amazing that she's been able to make it through. It's incredible.
Hey, Glenn Fiore, what's up? Anthony Spinato says, I'm guessing Poop Lady came first, then him. Mike,
she came today as well. She was there today as well.
Poop Lady.
So Mike, hold on.
Look at me. I'm going nuts. Everyone's going nuts. Bananas, Desiree.
Back it up.
Oh, my God. Tommy and Alex.
What do you want? You want back it up?
Back it up. I want to go back to. I want to say the play-by-play. Nick, there is torrential downpours. Okay, there was. Remember in the movie Tornado, the cow goes flying away and Twister.
Yeah.
Right. That's what's going on in Staten Island. There's terrible rain. This beautiful girl and her boyfriend drive all the way from Booton Okay,
Bootin'.
we can't say boot in New Jersey without going booing. And and all she wants to do is just say thank you for spending over $500 in food. She just wants to say thank you. She don't want to kiss him. And this is how Mike shows right now in hospitality. This is why we get bad reputations of being stuck up.
I said thank you to her from outside my window. All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Let me make sure everything's perfect for my customer. Oh, here comes my customer. He's going to say thank you.
That's Jimmy, by the way. That's my employee. That's not her.
So you now you speak with employees.
Look at Todd. He looks like he's a puppet on screen.
I scared the shit out of my dog and my wife that night. Apparently, I shook the whole house jumping up and down because I was laughing so freaking hard. But if you see everyone there is laughing at him, running out of the way.
I was hysterical crying. I was crying. It was very funny. And I even admitted maybe I have a problem that day. However,
you said, yeah.
I did say maybe I have a problem, Moss. You're right. Maybe I'm on one extreme. You're on the other extreme. There's some sort of middle.
But we got to get a hold of this. There's been people walking around anxious like crazy when they have to actually interact with people again. That's a problem. Moss, please.
And so
I'm scared that Mike might give me COVID-19 through the computer.
So Nick, one day last week on Midday with it was Gotham After Dark. We went for 3 hours and 30 minutes.
That was the day. It was Wednesday.
Whoa. So we went for 3 hours and 30 minutes. We started at 10 p.m. We didn't get off. We said goodbye to our guests at around 1 o'clock, 1:05, 1:10. Tom Bannis, myself, and Moss stayed on, still going on, because we started a discussion at around 12:40.
It's always Tom Bannis. It's
Bannis. See, Bannis is a good host, and he doesn't even know how freaking good he is because he ignites you, and he doesn't even say anything bad or derogatory or negative. He just incites you and just starts reeling you in. Me, I just want to calm down. I like the happy Moss. Anyway, so we're talking about how everyone's acting differently. Everyone's acting weird. Like my friend Desiree that night said she went to Home Depot and went to go get paint or a sample from someone. I don't know, whatever. And the guy goes, okay, leave the sample there, miss. Nope, leave it there. Leave it there. You can walk away. I'm going to come get it. And then I'm going to go back and I'll come back and I'll leave it there for you. Like, she went through this whole thing. And then we started discussing how everyone's acting differently. People are freaked out.
Yeah.
Still, like that. And then Moss took that. Woo. Bannis got him going. Woo. And next thing you know, it's 1:30 in the morning. And I'm like, what the just happened?
I think I drank 2
Moss
bottles.
just went off.
You know what it is, Nick? I'm very passionate, as you know.
No, really?
Like if someone turned around and said something, Nick Barbati, he's an asshole. I would be like, that's my friend. What do you mean? No, I'm going to keep fighting you. I fight the fight until there's no more fight left. That's just who I am as a person. And I feel that so I've been in my spare time, Nick, I've been working at Montalbano's helping my friends out, and people go to hand me their credit card like this.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, they take out a paper towel, like, can you drop the credit card here? And they go, tss, tss, tss. So you know what I do to mess with them? I go like this.
Oh, that's nice, Mom.
Well, you know what it is? It bothers me. Like, if you're that nervous, then prepay over the phone, put cash in an envelope. Just like, it's just not healthy. Like, if I touched you, guess what? Watch this.
I like this demonstration.
Guess what? My germs are now off you. Do we need to put on this whole... You touched my credit card? Like, this is what I'm saying.
No,
like,
listen, I got
I understand. If I went over and be like, okay, all right, that's cool. But like, I mean, it is the craziest thing in the world. And I get it. People want to be safe. I respect it. I commend it. But I mean, guys, I just, you could prepay over the phone. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mike G sent the video. He wanted us to show. Mike, is Techie Geek in the background? Let's see if you can share my video. You know, this is what you see. This is Nick. What he does to me. He shows no respect of who I am as a person. He just leaves
He's
me.
left.
He just leaves me for dead here. This is why IT guys belong to be locked up in the basement somewhere, and you just feed them orders like slaves. You have to treat them because you give them a little thing. You know, I before Massimo Dodano, nobody even knew who Mike Techie Geek was. Now I allow him to be part of it, and this is what he does to me. Okay, I mean, before that he was just a geek behind the screen. Now people know who he is. And this is what he does.
Listen to this rant. Are you?
I just call it as it is. You know, like I tell Desiree, she's not Desiree. She's Moss's wife.
Oh.
So Nick,
Yeah.
I just want you to know. I just want you to know.
I'm telling you, I am not agreeing with that one. That one ain't
Nick,
happening.
oh, look. What's up, Mike? Hold on. We'll address that in a minute. So I just want to let you know, Nick, that Desiree may be cheating on me.
Oh, well,
that's
it's
right.
about time.
Wow.
Wow. I like this guy, Nick. This guy, Nick's my new favorite
with all
guy.
due respect.
With all due respect.
So
Unmute your mic.
somebody has now sent flowers twice to Desiree.
I thought it was once, and one time she bought it at Costco.
George,
So, all right, what did you say?
I just said that without you, I wouldn't know how to use my computer. And I just want to thank you for being such a good friend and IT guy.
That's not what you said. What did you
That's
say?
not
Don't
even
make me
close to
rewind the
it.
tape.
Those words might have been used. I just don't know if they were.
Said that, you know, I kind of made you the man you are today. And that you were just a geek behind the screen. And because of me, now you're famous and you leave me for dead in the show. I needed a cut.
Here's a cut. What cut you want? This one?
All right.
Yeah.
You ready? Mike G wanted me to play this. I'm sorry.
Oh, this was a good one.
So we're backstage right now, Rider University. The I Love College dance party is my favorite dance party.
This is what the college wants.
I went from every year to now something that our students demand.
This is above and beyond what we even imagined.
Each year it's gotten bigger and bigger.
With all the performers we have and everything we have going on, it's just gonna blow everything away.
All right, so I think we're ready to get this party started. The I Love College party, Rider University Evening Edition. Let's go, baby.
Perfect sound as you guys came from the students. They were the ones who demanded you guys come here. And as we've worked together, our partnership has grown to so many different programs, so many different events. And it allows us to do better. And together we've created a pretty great partnership here. So tonight's just one more in the great line of partners and sound event.
That's great. That was 5 years ago almost. That's crazy.
Nice.
Now,
Looks like a good time.
was Mike Gregorio the DJ that night?
Looked like it.
I'm not sure.
Or MC.
No. I think he was
In
like
the
MC.
video, you saw him a video. I mean, he definitely had a microphone,
Oh.
and at some
But
point,
why doesn't he have like partners in sound, like attire on? He's like,
that night.
So,
not so
why
sure.
does I think we're going to have to address this with HR.
wow. Missing
So-
is Moss walking through the sparklers. Yes.
That was Rappachulo's wedding. So, with that being
You get
said,
burned?
no, we don't get burned.
No, you don't get burned by those.
Well, you know what the joke is in the DJ industry is that we brought the COVID-19 here through the sparks because they all come out of China.
It's good.
So we might as well make
All
some light of it. But we just hit the 1 hour mark. I know Nicholas is very, very, very busy.
Look at him, swamped.
Are you making fun of my friend Nick Todd?
What? Yeah, we make fun of everyone on the show. No,
I know
you abuse the shit out of me.
Well, that's because we will be nice. We'll be nice. Let's make fun of Bloomy. It's just so much easier.
Nick, nice
What's
meeting you,
going on
man.
with my
Very
hair?
nice
Look
to
at
meet
this.
you guys. Thank you for having me, and good luck with the shows. And
Appreciate you.
hopefully they continue on in a different world soon, man.
I'm gonna look into your reality show now.
I'm gonna look into you more as a wrestler too.
Oh, wow.
All right.
I think we should make a reality show on Moss.
All right,
What
I
do
would
you-
strap to a
All right,
GoPro.
take care, Nick. Boy, look at the time. We gotta go, Nick. That's crazy. I mean,
my friends. So I got to tell you, I don't know, no full screen, no full screen.
now he doesn't want the spotlight on him.
No. I'm just being so.
Well, not me. It's not my show. Put the spotlight on him. Full screen on him.
I knew
This
it.
is why the guy shouldn't be there.
I look away for 1 second.
Can we end the show?
All right, grow up, Mike. Let's go.
All right. So,
I'm not even controlling the board. It's
Even
time.
your own employees, like.
so all joking aside, there's a guy that if there's so many things I'm grateful for of owning my own business and doing what I do. And all joking aside, meeting Nick Barbati is probably is one of the top thing. And one of the top things that I would say, like, there's so many amazing things, but Nick, the relationship that, Nick and I and Nick and the guys have created is great. And it's important because sometimes the guys forget. Every once in a while, we got to give them a little nudge in the back of the butt and say, guys, he's our friend. But when we arrive there on Lawrence Avenue in Lawrenceville, he's our client. And it's
New Jersey.
hard. It's hard to be that, we're the week before we're at the Beanie Bash having a couple of drinks hanging out, but the next week when we're there, sometimes it puts him in a tough situation because it's like, my friends, but we got to talk about, I wasn't 100% happy with something or whatever, or something, I want you to tell me. There's that fine line between church and state, so it's important to keep it. But I love Nicky.
Good guest. Good guy.
I'm sad I missed the beginning. I had fun just the last half I was a part of.
Yeah, no, Nicky's good people. Really, really, really down to earth. And listen, he lives on campus, so he's like solo there. He's like one of the only guys.
Oh,
there.
wow. He's got. Oh, so they gave him on campus or off campus, whatever it is, housing.
Yeah, I get
Married
that.
or
No, Nick is not. Nick's single.
Is he my age?
Nicky?
Because if he's been there since, what did he say, 08, he said, or 07?
I think Nicholas is, he said he went to school there, I think 07, 08. So he probably graduated. He's probably a couple years younger than me. Because if he graduated, if he started there in 07, 08, and I think those positions.
Yeah, that's when I graduated at college. So, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's probably about the same age as you.
That's a great position. The assistant dean is a good position to have.
It's a hard position. And
oh, yeah.
Thing. You start off, you're out of high school, out of go to college, now you graduate college, and 35, he's still on.
35, yeah, my age. There you go.
It's a tough position because I almost respect it. Respect the statement is like you almost never grow up, because like I felt like, when we were doing the Sweet 16s, when we were younger, every person I interacted with was 15 or 16 years old, that it gets to a point where it's like, all right, I got to take the next step. So, for someone in his position, maybe growing in the company, in the school, maybe, but being in that direct position, he's been there for a while, so he might want to, and me and him talk about it all the time. I get it because it's like you're always dealing with the same, you keep getting older, but your clientele keeps staying the same. So I respect it. It's a tough job, but
it's a lot because it's housing. Because student affairs is a disciplinary. It's housing. It's student activities, student government, your clubs, everything that involves and encompasses student life. And for a campus like that and a school like Ryder, there's a lot going on there, and I give them credit. But that's a cool position to have because you're involved in every aspect, even dealing with admissions and sharing what student life is all about on campus and selling that. So it's cool. It's cool, man. He was a good guest.
And what's amazing about that university is that it's only like 45 minutes away. But when you turn on to the campus, you just disconnect from the real world. Every time we have an event there, I try to make it my business to go down there and just pop in, even if it's just to have a cup of coffee with Nick. It's just to connect. And then I think of like the movie Van Wilder, and I'm like, I really, really, really need to go back to college.
Oh my God, yeah, crazy.
Or maybe start college. We should start fraternity.
Unaccepted. There's a movie about that. Unaccepted.
And we're doing
wrap it up.
Yep. Take it easy, guys.
All right, we'll see you Gotham after the park, right?
Yep.
Mike, what's today?
Wednesday. He'll be there.
He does. He left.
All right. So, Gotham after dark. Join us then.
Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, everyone. See you later.